Hey, Kellen Chase here with Unstoppable Fitness, and today we're going to be talking about forearm exercises for your deadlift grip strength. First of all, I want to cover a few things. We're going to talk about muscle balance, which is going to be dealing with making sure that our forearm workouts are balanced in a way that gives us increased grip strength without causing injury, right? So I've talked in previous videos or on my website about muscle balance. Our body likes to balance out the push and the pull just to keep, everything in check. And so one way that we can increase our grip strength is to also increase our extensor strength. So we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. I'll show you some things that we can do. But when it comes to deadlift grip strength, I have gone down the road of getting to a heavy deadlift. I'm looking at, once I got into the 400 pounds, I'm looking at all the places where it's not my breakdown of form. It's not a breakdown of, where the back rounds or anything like that. It came down to my fingers just couldn't keep hold. And so I really looked at hand grip strength, hand grip exercise that I could do. I dug through a lot of stuff and I started doing all kinds of crazy, wacky stuff. But the first thing that I want to say is, if you're trying to strengthen a weak link, see where you can incorporate things that you're already doing to help double down on that thing. So what I mean is, don't try and add a whole lot in. Try and see what are you doing now that you can strategically change to increase the output that you're getting. So when I'm talking about increasing deadlift grip strength, I'm talking about using the exercise of the deadlift that I'm already doing in a different way in order to increase that grip strength. So for example, as I'm doing a deadlift exercise to increase my forearm strength, I'm going to give myself a handicap as I'm warming up. So first set, 135, whatever your smallest increment is, what I do is I use 2 fingers. So I use 2 fingers on the bar. Everything else is the same, but I'm just doing my set of whatever it is. Usually I'll do a set of 10 for a warm-up, and it's all with 2 fingers. I'll continue to increase in 10 to 15 pound increments on either side until I get to the point where I can no longer do it with 2 fingers. So I'm pre-taxing my forearms and my grip by doing this. Once I get done with the 2 fingers, then I start to use 3 fingers. I'll probably link to you to a video, or with the magic of editing, I may show you a little clip of a deadlift workout that I've done, but you'll get to see what I'm talking about here. So I use 2 fingers, then 3 fingers, then 4 fingers, and once I'm done there, I'll go to double overhand grip, and then I like mixed grip. So for my deadlift grip, my favorite is mixed grip. I've tried deadlift hook grip. I've tried, a lot of other things out there, but yeah, mixed grip is the way to go. I know that people talk against it, but I'll switch it up. So I'll do switch grip one set, switch grip the other set, and I'll just switch back and forth, and that's, again, trying to keep balance. So, I've looked at using, this is a way that you don't have to use deadlift straps in order to get your strength up or get your deadlift up. For me, I was powerlifting. It's a competition thing. I can't use deadlift straps. I've got to do it au natural. So that's my first tip for the deadlift grip strength that you're going to increase at the end. Last set of your deadlifts. You're going to get to whatever your max is, whatever you're doing for the day. That last rep of that last set, hold it. Hold it as long as you can. If you can hold it for, up to a minute, do it. But literally, we're talking get to the top, lock out, squeeze the glutes, make sure that everything is tense and tight and you're holding on, and just keep that grip as long as you possibly can until you start to feel it slip. Then let it down in whatever manner you do. I like to use bumper plates and all that so that I can actually, drop it with control. But however it is for you that you're gonna drop it safely so you don't hurt yourself. But literally, just that extra hold at the end is really gonna help increase things. So if you're not doing loaded carries at the end of your workouts, this is something I highly suggest. So this is another place that you can really help with your grip strength and your grip strengthening, hand strengthening. All of that is finish out your workout with, say, farmer's carries, or you could do suitcase carries on either side. Any of those are really going to help as well. Another one of my favorites is to do a single hand hold on a pull-up bar. So we're gonna just hold on, and another part of this is trying not to let yourself twist. I still can't stay straight, but at least I get that extra forearm work in there. So give that one a try. So now we're going to talk about balance. And another thing that I like to do, I don't know if you guys have used Captains of Crush grippers or anything like this, but this is where we start to add in excess work. So we've been doing everything within our workout, the deadlift, handicapping, and the loaded carries. We added in the overhead, single arm pull-up holds. Now we can also start to add in straight hand strengthening. You can do this at other times that aren't your workout time. So this is like, once you're out of the gym, we can start to do that type of work. I like the Captains of Crush a lot. I've got the a whole set of them, and they're great, but not for like reps. You're not going to rep out on these. You're going to hold them, you're going to close them tight, and you're going to hold them. If you haven't seen the Captains of Crush grippers, they are like those hand strengthening workout implements that you see, but they're like they're the hardcore stainless steel, really, like strength. Like strongmen use these things to train for ripping phone books in half and bending nails and all that stuff. Like, these are the real deal when it comes to hand strengthening exercises and equipment. So check them out if you haven't. Just like look them up, just because they're really cool. They might be out of your price range of what you need. Really, you don't need to go get these, but they're one thing that I like. After that, what we need to make sure that we do is balance this out. So go to the grocery store, get yourself some broccoli, make yourself a green shake with it, or cook it up and eat it. But take the heavy, thick rubber band that comes around the broccoli, or you can do the same thing with celery, whatever it is. Collect these. Because what you're going to start to do is you're going to wrap them around your fingers, and you're going to start to open your hand and do that for reps. Right? What we're trying to do here is balance out the strength that we're building on the crushing and grip motion, as well as balance that out with the extensor and opening motion that we're going to get. So that's one of my favorite ways you can do that. You want to experiment with your wrist position as you do this. So you can start out with your wrist like this, and then try and move your wrist to this position. It's going to be slight changes, but as your fingers are under load as you're doing this, it's really going to, you're going to start to feel the difference, especially as you start to feel the burn on the outside top of your forearm. Those are my favorites. Beyond this, we've got some other forearm exercises and forearm workouts that you can do. If you've got access to a wrist roller, this is something I used to use in wrestling when I was younger. When I was first starting out in wrestling, I wasn't the best wrestler, but I knew that if I got my hand on somebody's wrist, they weren't getting away, and that was like my goal in most of my career. And as I went on in wrestling, it helped a lot. But that was one of my main focuses. The wrist roller is great for that. You can sometimes find these in certain gyms. If not, I think when I was younger, I went to Ace Hardware and made one out of PVC, a carabiner, and some rope, and then just used some extra weights. So you can do that, wrist roller. You can also just take a barbell, and over a bench, you can place your forearms. So imagine the bench is here, you're placing your forearms, you've got the barbell, and you just you do this motion and do that extension back and forth. You can also switch and do it this way. You can just do that in do wrist curls with regular dumbbells. These are all things that are going to help. Again, I think that going super specific with the exercise that you're doing is going to be the best thing. But these exercises also help with the balance if you're doing them in the opposite way. So I think that's going to be my main takeaways for you. You can also get one thing that I used to like a lot too is get a bucket of sand or rice or something like that. Stick your hand in and just move it around, right? That motion in itself, we used to have those back in college when we had trainers that would have us work our grip like that. So in a bucket of sand, literally just squeeze, open, and close. really tiring, but great for grip strength as well. Beyond that, let me know which one of these is your favorite, which one you've tried. Let me know if you have any questions or any other ideas. I now, by the way, besides the broccoli rubber band extensor exercise, I now got a fancy one for Christmas that is, if you go to like REI or any of these climbing areas, they'll have a ball, which is like a stress reliever ball, and on the outside of it, there are like all these little rubber finger grips that you can put on, so you can do both a grip and an extension. So climbers have issues with this a lot because they're always in that state of gripping and never really having a chance to do the opposite exercise. So they've got implements for that. So check out an REI if you haven't. Anyway, let me know what your favorite deadlift grip strengthening exercise is from this video, what your favorite is if I haven't mentioned it. If you have any questions, let me know. I love answering them. I'll answer them in video. I'll answer them, in the comments, however you want. I'm going to be checking these every day. And leave me a comment, leave me a like, subscribe if you want more of this, and I'll catch you later. Kellen with Unstoppable Fitness. Thanks. Bye.